All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth worldwide to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. Title of this lesson is The Eyes of the Lord. All right. And ran across this this news article, and we're gonna get right into it. Let's make sure this thing is actually streaming. Saying offline. Let's make sure. Salakia. Hey, Shalom, Shalom, GMS, in the truth, Orlando. Can you see my screen, For some reason, it's saying that the live screen on my end is not showing up. Let's take a look. Salakia. This damn thing saying live screen offline. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Buffering is really bad. All right, let's go.
In this new year, the sightings continue to grow of UFOs. But now there is this specific claim that is causing a frenzy. RT's Trina Chavez reports from New York.
There's been a recent spike in UFO sightings, but now some are reporting seeing snake-like cylindrical objects moving in the sky. One was even spotted over the state of New York.
It's the UFO there. Got it in the shot.
The past few months, people from all parts of the country have claimed that they have captured strange objects in the skies on camera. But there's a specific sighting that is causing a frenzy. Take a look. The video, first published on YouTube by the user Tales from Out There, shows a snake-like stream of light spiraling across the sky. The user also claims that they saw a red orb-type object being dropped from the triangular figure just before they started filming. However, this video has not been independently officially verified. According to the Daily Star, the snake-like so-called UFO has been seen across 8 states in the U.S. in 2019 alone.
It's going over the lake now.
However, skeptics say it could be anything from drones to satellite launches. Seeing flying objects in the skies these days has never been so common.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 miles from the west.
Meantime, in September, the Navy confirmed UFO videos are real. In fact, the Navy was prompted to draft formal procedures for pilots and other personnel to document these encounters because of a recent uptick in strange sightings over the military airspace. Nick Carnay, an ex-United States Marine Corps soldier who served in Afghanistan as an intel officer, said in a statement, "We have reports from various countries across the globe of witnesses seeing similar objects. For me, it indicates something potentially beyond a classified program because, again, in the military community, you're only going to be testing those classified programs in certain areas." Now, the Defense Department has acknowledged that there used to be a secret program that looked into such sightings, but shut down in 2012 because of lack of funding. Reporting in New York, Trinity Chavez, RT.
Now, that's what they say, lack of funding, right? But we know that they have things on the books, man, to where they cause them to be able to fund these different projects, man. We know this. But let's get right into the lesson, because the eyes of the Lord are now appearing more and more. Why? Because Yahweh Shah is visiting the world which he made. All right? Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 34, and verse 15. And Salakia, for the lag, Mosman Live has been blocking my stream to the point where I can't go live off Mobin. And I'm trying this new app, this AZ recorder, and it has a big buffer, man. So Salakia, if it's not coming through clear. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 15. The eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. Yes, since we've been crying out to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, he's woke us up to who we were as a people. You know, we've been crying to him, and guess what? The eyes of the Lord, which are the angels, they've been hearing our cry and been delivering our message. So they've been delivering the cries of the saints, right? Matter of fact, let's see. Cry. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's go to Zechariah 9 and 4. Because we crying to Yahweh Shah, we groaning, right? There it is. This is Zechariah, Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord, Yahweh Shah, said unto him, Go through in the midst of the city and through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. So yeah, we're sighing and crying for all the abomination that's being done in the midst of us right now in this wicked kingdom that we're in. All right? We're vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. So let's read this again. This is Psalms chapter 34 and verse 15. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. Yeah, so we crying a sign to Yahweh Bahashem Shah. Yeah, brother, I definitely got that precept. Do you recorder? Okay, Khan, out the water. I'm going to get that. Khan. Yeah, I seen that Quadar Gabar, how they sent that airstrike, man. It's hey, just like Elder Apostle Tahar said, hey, year 2020, year of prophecy, man. A lot of prophecy is going to be fulfilled in this year. And Lord willing, this is our last year to be in this captivity. All right? And yeah, the eyes of the Lord, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, man, beholding the good and the evil, right? And the brother GMS in Orlando, Shalaki GMS in the Truth Orlando, put this scripture up. Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding all the evil and the good, right? The eyes of the Lord are in everywhere, man, right? Beholding the evil and the good. And we need to understand that, all right? That's why it's crucial in your walk to go that straight and narrow path. Straight mean a level of difficulty, all right? Let's go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 4. Because, you know, Yahweh Shai has got Esau in the trick bag and he don't even know it. The more you watching us, the more Yahweh Shai is watching you. And when you set off and make a move against us, he's going to set off and make a move against you. All right? That's why these sightings has an increase. That's why they had to actually admit that they had a total system set up to watch the so-called UFOs, which we know they IFOs, the chariots of the Most High God, right? Chariots of Israel, all right? That's why you got Trump setting up the Space Force, all right? This is Zechariah chapter 4 and verse 8. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, the hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house. His hands shall also finish it. Who is Zerubbabel? King David. All right? And thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me unto you. For whosoever despiseth the day of small things, for they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet in his hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord which run to and fro through the whole earth. See that? Eyes of the Lord go to and fro throughout the whole earth. What he asked Satan in Job? Let's get that. He said, what have you been doing? He said, I've been going to and fro throughout all the earth, right? This is Job 1:7. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. Now, he wasn't literally walking up and down in it. He was in his chariot, going around creating mischief, all right? Doing what Yahweh Shai has him to do, all right? Yeah, brother, I definitely got that. Let's go ahead and get that too. It's the book of Psalms, right? Let's prove that those clouds, those chariots, are angels of Yahweh Shai, right? The water for all the scriptures, brothers, the water. Psalm 68 and verse 17. And it reads, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. And the Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. See that? So these chariots, these sightings that has increased, right, in 2019 is just going to only increase even more in 2020. Why? Because the men of the Lord are sighing and crying, letting their affliction being known to Yahweh Shai, asking him to come save us. All right? Let's go to the book, because that lady has said that they seen a snake-like object, right? Well, Zechariah described it in another way, right? This is Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked and beheld a flying roll. So they seen a snake, but Zechariah seen what? A flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, the length thereof 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. So who's stealing, right? Well, we know it's Esau Edom, right? Let's go to Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Right? So who stole the Israelites? Who's going to be surely put to death? Well, it's Esau, Edom. Let's go back to Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 3. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof. Yeah, man. That curse is going to be poured out on Esau, Edom. And this whole place is going to become a desolate wilderness. That's why these sightings are growing, right? Let's go to Zechariah 14 and 12, right? And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, right? Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Now we know this is talking about those thermonuclear missiles. That this is also talking about that concentrated fire that's going to be coming out of those chariots of the Most High, right? That concentrated fire that took away Korah and his company of men and all those women and children, right? What did Yahushua say? What will it be if the fire be already kindled, right? Let's go to the book of Revelation. And Esau know what time it is, man. He know he had such a short time, so he's trying to ramp up things, man. But guess what? Once you make a move, Yahweh Shah has you in a trick bag. Why? Because the eyes of the Lord are upon every place, beholding the good and the evil. All right? They see the evil wickedness that Esau is doing, and they see what? The good, as the men of the Lord are out there teaching and preaching, putting up these video epistles, striving hard to wake up the elect of the children of Israel, right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so be true. So why are all the nations, kindreds, and tongues going to wail because of him? Because he's coming back with vengeance, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Right? Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh shall plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Right? That's the spirit. That's the spirit. So the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall is going to be many, man. All right? And we got to understand that, hey, man, hold fast to what you have. There should be a faith boost, knowing that the eyes of the Lord are out there watching the good and the evil and reporting back your deeds, right? Because he said, well, he's not unjust to forget our labor of love, right? This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, right? A day of the trumpet and the alarm against the fenced cities, and against high towers, right? So what is America known? Americans known as citizens, right? You have more cities in America than anything. So what are these fenced cities that's going to be alarmed, right? Well, it's America. And that day of clouds and thick darkness is going to overtake this place, all right? And it's not going to be anybody who's fought against Jerusalem left here, man, all right? You'll have your so-called elites that have these bunkers. They're going to be protected for first fruits of slavery, right? But I heard Apostle Elder Gabar said that most of your elite bankers are working out of England, you know? And you know they have bunkers set up from there, all right? Most of those elites are working from what? The one that gave birth to the whore, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew. Because those chariots are the eyes of the Lord, beholding the good and the evil. All right? And that's what Yahushua is going to come back with, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24. See where I want to start. I'm going to get to the point. Verse 30. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, right? And he shall send his angels, right? The eyes of the Lord, with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the earth to the other, right? So at the same time he coming back, these thermonuclear missiles coming down, he's sending out that concentrated fire. Guess what? The elect is going to be taken up in those same clouds, right? Let's go to the book of, let's see, I think that's Ever Shall Be. Let's see. I want to get that scripture. I want to say is, if y'all brothers know that scripture, put it on the comment board. And I want to say, it's in 1 Corinthians, maybe 15. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how it's worded. And we that remain. It says that we that remain. Let's see. We. Man, Salakia. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. I gotta get that precept. It says, we that remain shall be caught up in the clouds. And I bet I was right there at it. Salakia is 1 Thessalonians. I was in Corinthians. All right. It's Thessalonians 4. Yep, there it is. I'm going to start at verse 14. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 14. For if we believe that Hamashiach, so like it, that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will power bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain, right, until the coming of the Lord, shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and with a voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. See that? To meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. Right? Lord willing, this lesson has been comforting. And when I seen that story this morning, and I was like, wow, yeah, the water, brother. You put it on the comment board, the water. Hey, the water, Quanawaf, thy servant, Shalom, Yahweh Bashar Brakatah, Shalom. Hey, the water, brothers, the water. So yeah, man, that's basically gonna be it for the lesson. I know it's supposed to be a quick lesson. You got this terrible weather out here in Birmingham in the South, man. Raining all over the place, man. But Lord willing, has been comforting. That our work and labor of love is not going unnoticed by the angels of the Lord. They're making an appearance, making themselves known more and more in these days, man. All right. So I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and much respect to the brothers laboring in truth and sincerity worldwide to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. Till the next time I say Shalom.